Hello everyone and welcome back. I am Duke Silver. Today we are playing Hoard Dragon. And I don't think I have anything to get into before we start. So yeah, let's just get into the game here. So here I'm deciding between Bossy and Crafty. And I think like each of them are 2/2s, so like it doesn't really matter which one we take. I do think Bossy maybe gives a little bit more upside early. Just because if you find other dwarves, then they get bigger. Whereas Crafty, you need to actually hit triples for the stats to be relevant. Just messing with my settings there. Sorry. And yeah, we're gonna sell the Bossy here for the pair of trees. I really don't like taking Happy Little Tree on 2.2 in general, but the fact that it's a pair, we're on Hoard Dragon. I think it's worth it in that specific situation. We do lose a stat on board, but we gain stats overall over the coming turns that the Bossy probably wouldn't be able to provide, unless we found other dwarves like real fast. But yeah, because as you can see, they're 1/3s now. We can put the trees take stats from the stag really well, so we're gonna lose some health. I mean, we actually get the tie there, fortunately, because we have a pretty relatively weak board, but so getting the tie there is actually pretty fortunate. And this shop is a little bit awkward. We're gonna cast the Mix-a-Wizzle, and I'm gonna cast it onto the Happy Little Tree, and getting a creeper out of it is actually kind of nice. And here this is gonna be maybe suboptimal play, but we want to get this Cindy online. It's 3.1, so we can still get her to go like relatively quickly. And we want to cast the Candy Rain, so we're gonna take the support and the Cindy and cast it there. And yeah, I wanted to keep the Wizard's Familiar over the Sure Shot. I just think Wizard's Familiar has a lot more upside in general. And yeah, it can turn into a real unit a lot easier than Sure Shot can long term. All right, and here we get a pair of Romeos. So we're gonna shrink the shop and get this pair, and then we'll speculate on this mouse. I don't think we're gonna lock the Crafty though. We're a little bit of ways. We have like one pair. We have two procs on, or two pairs, and then Cindy is one spell away. But I don't think Crafty is valuable enough on 3.2 to lock, even if it costs only 1 gold there. Alright, we lose that fight to the Trophy Hunter. Alright, and then we get a Monster Book here, which we are going to take. We're kind of bleeding a little bit, so I like Monster Book, especially when we're a little bit behind. Alright, now we get to triple our Romeo, and we get a level 4 treasure out of it. Evil Eye does provide a fair amount of stats onto our Happy Little Trees here, but I think Moonsong Horn is just better overall right now. It's just more stats in total. I mean, the Evil Eye can build into something probably easier, but I think it's worth it here to take the Moonsong Horn instead. Also, that means we get to cast our spell this turn, and I'm selling down for this other Monster Book. It's a little bit unfortunate that we have to sell out of a Romeo. I still want to keep the pair of Happy Little Trees. They've got a lot of stats between them now, and if we triple them, that's another level 3 treasure. And we're actually very fortunate that this Fates player has taken Piggy Bank and seems to be sitting on some gold, probably for a couple turns now, because their board is very, very weak. All right, now to these treasures, I'm just going to take Fancy Pants. Then we can take the Sporko here. Getting extra stats on Sporko is always great. All right, and then we do get to triple our Happy Little Tree, and it is Treasure Map, which we are absolutely going to take. We have this pair of Monster Books. We're very happy to have taken last turn now, since that's going to be our level 7 treasure if we can triple that in relatively short order. Also, we're going to put even more stats onto our Sporko, make it a real threat in the back line. Considered locking the Copycat because we have the 2 books, but I just don't think that's necessarily worth it, especially on this board. Copybook does not work with supports, or with generally if you're playing like a bunch of ranged, you want to play a bunch of ranged on your back line, then Copybook is not really what you want to be doing, as it just makes your back row attack order just a little bit too clunky. All right, now we're basically just hunting for our monster book triple. We're gonna take experience here. It's cheap, and like we definitely don't really want to play the Cindy long term. So all right, and here we get to an interesting shop. We're gonna take a Spellweaver. It's pretty late for Spellweaver, but because we have the Fancy Pants stats and we get to put it in front of the Sporko, and we get to lock the second Spellweaver with the coin in the shop, with all those factors together, I think make it worth it to take it there. And yeah, it has real stats immediately, so and we don't really have anything else to buy, and then we get a free spell. And we get to essentially see a character for free as the spell acts like a free roll, basically. And then we find our monster book triple. And I'm just going to slam this black prism. Even without Crystal Ball, like we don't really have any lines on Crystal Ball. We could find other familiars, but yeah, I think it's just a good chance to showcase exactly how fantastic Crystal Ball, or how great Black Prism is, even without Ball. I'm sure I've had ballless Black Prism games before, but yeah, the fact that we have just these scaling units that were like we picked up very late, but they're still gonna get super fat, huge, really fast. Also, Beauty's influencing our whole board immediately is a really great start for us. All right, we're just gonna jam Forking Rod over Fancy Pants there. And for those that are unaware, the way that Forking Rod interacts with Black Prism is the spell you cast, whatever you target with it will get forked. Like it'll get 2 copies on whatever you target, but the copy won't go on everything else. So Black Prism only cares if you buy the spell. So the first copy will go on everything, and then the second copy from the Forking Rod will only go on the one you target. So it's just two on the one you target, and then 1 on everything else. All right, we get a Puff Trophy Hunter here. It looks like they actually kidnapped a baby Puff. It looks like super early. So that's kind of interesting that you can do that with Trophy Hunter now. I suppose if you're playing Trophy Hunter and you see a Puffy in the lobby, you just you want to fire off a kidnap if you see one. All right, and again, so whatever we target is gonna get cast twice on, and then everything else is gonna get cast once. So we want to target this monster book because it's gonna become a golden 6. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a level 5 first, so we get another random 6 as well. And yeah, it turns into a good boy. And because we Beauty's influenced everything is good. The Shoulder Fairies, the Vampire, the Copycat, those are all good characters because of the Beauty's influence. And yeah, so we got a giant Copycat that we can put in front of our golden good boy here. So really fortunate sequence of events there. Good boy is definitely the by far the best hit we could have gotten with that specific spell. And also we get very lucky and fade the 2 lightning bolts and keep our good boy alive, which is going to give us enough stats to win this combat pretty handily. Also kind of wild that this Brave Princess is likely gonna get its quest, because or even past level 6, we're gonna get it from 3 to 1. Potentially. We're likely to anyways. Okay, so we're just gonna take a pair of Robin Woods here. I mean, level 6 treasure is always fantastic. And then we just put a bunch of stats on everything, and also just good ranged characters with our copy boy setup is of course gonna be great. And the fact that this Copycat has so many stats on it means it's very likely to survive getting attacked into, at least for a little while, which is fantastic for copy boy. Because if that Copycat gets taken out immediately, then like copy boy becomes like pretty useless. Having a good boy in the back row without any way to get its stats on the front row is definitely not where you want to be. So we're gonna sell our bench because I was considering evil twinning everything. But I think for a second I thought I had like a Crown of Atlas or something, and realized that getting evil versions of all these things is just not gonna help me. So we're just gonna pass. We're gonna skip that. Just sell our bench for almost no reason, and then we pick up another good boy. I consider just copycatting in front of them, but I'd rather just have copycat in one and play a full board of characters. We find another good boy anyways, and then we're gonna be able to fire off this spell before the timer runs out. And again, we've assembled this this like feedback loop of copy boy with good boys in front. So the golden good boy in the back is going to feed stats to the good boys in front, and the good boys in front are going to feed those stats right back to the golden good boy in the back, and then we're going to hopefully get those stats onto our ranged characters in 6 and 7 there. And there we get those final stats onto the back row, which is enough to knock that player out. Always nice to knock out a Zippy late in the game. There, Zippy is very, very scary. It has a late game hero. And here, I don't think a beginning stone is very good, but I don't think we're going to be buying enough things to really make use of it. So I think we're just going to go with Pandora's Box. We're very, very strong right now. There's an argument for Phoenix Feather, but I mean, it would just be resummoning the copycat. And if the copycat attacks and doesn't die, then we don't really get value out of it again. So yeah, we're just gonna put a bunch of stats on everything, and that's a very large Sign of the Storm, which we are gonna lock. If like I'm gonna take it, and then if we find another Beauty's Influence, we can still turn it good. So I think it's worth locking there. And now we got a copycat versus copycat mirror match here. Honestly, that's a great smite going onto our golden good boy in the back. Since we already got our copycat attack, we're definitely fine with that. And yeah, we knock that player out. And we get a magic sword plus 100, which is a little bit awkward with this setup. But I don't think we're going to change anything. I think with this good boy feedback loop of stats, we are definitely happy to just keep the copycat in one, which is a little bit weird because usually with good boy and magic sword, seems like a no-brainer to just put good boy in the magic sword slot and be happy about that. But yeah, we're just gonna leave copycat there, and copycat's gonna wield that sword for us. Alright, we get to attack first, giving us a ton of stats before their mummy goes off, and putting up a huge amount of stats on our front row, especially since we cast that Hugify, which put a bunch of toughness on everything and just denied all their slays and effectively shut down their comps. So yeah. I know it's a little bit weird playing 2 copy boy games in a really short amount of time. I think I posted the last one a couple days ago. And yeah, it's weird for me having, like, I don't usually play this strategy. The fact that I got 2 of these games so close together is kind of mind bending a little bit. But yeah, maybe it's just a strategy that I'm not looking for enough, and maybe I should be trying to employ it more. But yeah, this one, we got into it in a very fun way in this game, I think, which is why I wanted to post this even so close to the other one. But yeah, so if you enjoyed this video or found it educational at all, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the channel out, and I really appreciate it. Leave a comment. Let me know if you've had any good copy boy games lately, or if you're playing copycat at all, or if copycat's something that you avoid, because I've been playing a lot of copycat lately and having some decent results. Yeah. Again, as we're approaching 500 subscribers, I will remind everyone I'll be doing a giveaway once we hit that milestone. I'll be giving away 2 700 gem codes. So yeah, so watch out for that. And yeah, follow me over on Twitch if you wanna catch some of these games live. My Twitch will be in the description and in the pinned comment. And yeah, I would love it if you would follow me over there and come and hang out live while we grind ladder games or whatnot. Yeah, I think that's everything then. So with all that being said, I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.